Welcome back. Is praying for a friend who comes from another community a crime? That's the question being asked after Bollywood legend Mohanlal offered prayers on behalf of superstar Mammootty, who he says is like his brother and friend. So here's what happened. On the 18th of March, Mohanlal performed a special puja for Mammootty at the Sabarimala shrine. Now, a receipt of the visit has gone viral on social media, sparking a controversy. This receipt for the puja that was issued by the Travancore Devaswam Board carries Mammootty's birth name, Mohammed. This has now sparked a controversy with a section of people questioning whether it was right to offer prayers at a Hindu temple for Mammootty, considering his Islamic faith. Journalist and political analyst O. Abdullah has raised this issue and demanded Mohanlal's apology to the Muslim community. He says that if Mammootty had requested Mohanlal to offer prayers at Sabarimala, then it's a great crime against his faith, for which an apology must now be offered. Addressing the controversy at the Chennai event, Mohanlal, however, has insisted there was nothing wrong in praying for a friend who recently had a health scare.
Sabarimala poi, avarku vendittu we did a puja. Adu devasam and the devasam board la yara somebody leaked that receipt to the press. Adu edukku sollanam, it's all very personal alle. உங்களுக்காக ஒரு ஆள் ப்ரே பண்றது, why should you tell? இல்ல நிறைய பேர் பாருங்க, ஓ ஐ ப்ரே ஃபார் யூ എന്നിട്ട് அப்படியே வேற ஏதாவது பேசிட்டு இருக்கும். இஃப் ஐ ப்ரே ஃபார் யூன்னு சொன்னா யூ மஸ்ட் ப்ரே இல்ல. ஸோ அது மாதிரி என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட் அவர், என்னோட ஒரு பிரதர். ஸோ இட்ஸ் நத்திங் ராங்.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 3 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us at the moment are, in fact, Rahul Ishwar. We also have Dr. Anand Ranganathan joining us. Joining us also on the show is Dr. Fahim Beg, founder of the Islamic Peace Foundation. Let me start with you first. Dr. Ranganathan, you know, it doesn't get more bizarre than this. One person prays for his friend, and you have people who are, you know, so intolerant that they're objecting to prayers being made for the person. Now, even prayers cannot be made for the person as per their choice. This is freedom of religion in the country today. Dr. Nathan? All right, I think we've lost that line there with Dr. Ranganathan. But Rahul Ishwar, what does this kind really show as to tolerance levels in the country?
Madhavji, I am a proud Hindu who believes in Ayyappa, and Ayyappa has told us crores of Hindus visit a Muslim mosque of Guavar, a Velitha church of Christians, as on the route to Sabarimala. That is the Ayyappa is also a god of pluralism, a god of harmony. Small petty-minded people like Abdullah, who are fanatics and radicals, won't be able to understand this. And 99.99% of Kerala society celebrated Mammootty and Mohanlal. You can call it, harmony, you can call it brotherhood, you can call it anything. You know, this is the Ayyappa, Vavar, Velitha, Hindu, Muslim, Christian unity that Ayyappa has envisioned. This is what Mahatma Gandhi and Maulana Azad envisioned. So it's a great day for Kerala, and I'm very happy that 99.99% of our Muslim brothers condemned Abdullah, and Abdullah had to delete his Facebook post and ran away. So people like this, you know, they are petty-minded, they belong to, they are fanatics who are there in every religion, every faith. They bring shame to those respective faith. And Mohanlal, with great love, liking, Mohammed Kuti is the original name of Mammootty. Mohanlal took the star, which is Vishakam, star sign of Mammootty, and offered prayers for Mammootty in the Hindu temple of Sabarimala. Is the greatness of our Indian civilizational culture. And Mammootty happily accepting it is the sign of brotherhood and harmony. And even Sabarimala, as Madhavji may know, inside Sabarimala temple, there is a mini Islamic shrine for Vavar, who was Ayyappa's best friend. So
Absolutely.
This is the harmony that we have to celebrate. This is what makes India Vishwaguru. This is what makes India Vishwabandhu. And this is why we are world gurus.
Okay, one by one. Dr. Nathan, coming to you in just a minute. I just want to bring in Dr. Fahim Beg. Dr. Fahim Beg, the question is this, that, you know, Sabarimala itself, for the reasons mentioned by Rahul Ishwar, is a great symbol of, you know, how faiths can coexist. You know, there is a shrine to Vavar Swami where anybody going to Sabarimala the first time is expected to pray. There is a shrine at the temple itself. You know, there are so many examples of how various faiths together very peacefully coexist. Why should anybody have a problem with someone praying for his friend?
तीन बड़ी बातें हैं मैं आपके सामने रखना चाहूंगा। सबसे पहले तो ये इस्लामिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अकॉर्डिंग वन गॉड का वर्शिप जो है वो मैंडेटरी है। तो यहां सबसे क्लियर हो जाता है कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अगर इस्लामिक उससे देखते हैं तो ये वन गॉड का हमारा थ्योरी है। एक खुदा के सामने सजदा करते हैं, एक ही खुदा से मांगा जाता है जिसकी ना तस्वीर है ना कोई आकार है। पहली बात। दूसरी बात, देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने 140 करोड़ 145 करोड़ के प्रधानमंत्री होने के बावजूद आज तक सिंबॉलिक वे में मुसलमानों की टोपी सर पे नहीं पहनी, ना वो एक साफा हमारे यहाँ पहनाया जाता है, उस पे कोई सवाल नहीं होता। तीसरी बात,
फहीम जी, both those arguments are not concurrent. अगर आप कहते हैं कि हम कहीं और प्रे नहीं कर सकते लेकिन somebody else should do the same, I am very sorry, that does not work. And nowhere has Mammootty prayed. It is his friend who has prayed for him. Why are you spreading this kind of hatred and intolerance, sir?
नहीं पहनते हैं पब्लिकली, वो मुस्लिम्स के साथ उनका इंटरेक्शन जो है पब्लिकली किस तरह का है।
सर, मोदी जी कहाँ है इसमें? मोदी जी का क्या लेना देना है? मोहनलाल ने मम्मूटी के लिए प्रेयर किया है या मुस्लिम सोसाइटी क्रिटिसाइज कर रही है मोहनलाल को?
वो ट्रेंड सेट है।
आप जानते हैं मोहनलाल और मम्मूटी कौन है?
और
आप जानते हैं फहीम जी?
मैटर है, दो दोस्तों के बीच की बात किस तरह से पब्लिक हो रही है, क्या एजेंडा सेट किया जा रहा है? क्या देश में अब सिर्फ यही रहेगा कि तुम हिंदू मैं मुसलमान, तुमने ये एक्शन किया?
तो ये मोदी जी ने थोड़ी कहा है सर, ये अब्दुल्ला जी को बोलिए ना जिन्होंने ट्वीट किया इसके बारे में।
मोदी जी ने दिखा दिया, मोदी जी ने दिखा दिया कि मैं मुसलमानों की टोपी नहीं पहनूंगा,
फिर मोदी जी
मैं मुसलमानों की मस्जिद में नहीं
Anand Ranganathan, let me bring in one by one. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I'm not understanding this logic. He is perhaps referring to the larger situation in the country, but the objection here is coming in from Mr. Abdullah, whose own bigoted views he has been forced to delete, as Rahul Ishwar said.
No, good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, the problem with my dear friend and brother Rahul Ishwar, and we are very good friends, is that at the altar of virtue signaling, time and again, he buries his head like an ostrich in the sand. Now, he talks about there are hundreds of functioning mosques inside temples. Yes, but that's not the point. Can he name one functioning temple inside a mosque? That is the point. And here is where his, virtue signaling gets us nowhere, because he's not being realistic. He's not being truthful. Because the fact of the matter is, considering anyone else other than Allah as a deity, worshipping it, bowing before it, is expressly forbidden in Islam. Al-Tirmidhi, and also the Holy Quran, 17, 22, 23, 12, 40, 364, 555. In fact, even praying at a Sufi shrine or dargah is expressly abolished in the Holy Quran, 35, 13, 24, 46, 5, 27, 80, 22, 73, and forbidden in the Hadith Bukhari. No other deity has the right to be worshipped except Allah, 40, 62. It is the essence of azan. Al-Kufr milatun wahida. Disbelievers are one nation. Do not believe that disbelievers are allies of one another, 873. Look, there is no such thing as radical Islam. If I read and follow chapter and verse of a biochemistry book called Lellinger, Madhav, do I become a radical scientist? The problem is what we need to understand. It is the so-called moderate Muslims perennially playing the victim card who are Islamophobic. They fear Islam. They fear to bring out the commandments of their holy book in their entirety because they fear being called illiberal and hypocrites. So they snare the fundamentalists but spare the fundamentals. The fundamentals are clear. As my previous panelist said, you cannot worship anyone other than Allah.
Okay. You want to respond to that, Ahmed Ayaz? That this tolerance is only a one-way street is what Dr. Ranganathan is talking about. And why should anyone have a problem if someone prays for a friend, particularly if they've been through some kind of ailment? Coming to you, Rahul Ishwar, just a moment.
No, as long as a Hindu or a Muslim friend praying for each other or wishing good for each other, there's no problem. But the point is that a Muslim friend asking a non-Muslim friend to pray for him or to seek blessing, knowingly that the friend is idol worshipper. So as long as a Muslim is concerned and a Muslim does not believe praying anybody other than Allah. So for
did Mammootty tell you that he's asked Mohanlal to pray for him? How do you know this?
No, this is what has come out. This is what has come out.
The absolute nonsense. You've not read anything, Mr. Ahmed Ayaz, before coming for this debate. Do you even know who Mammootty and Mohanlal are?
Well,
one second. Do you know who Mammootty and Mohanlal are?
No, Madhav, let me clarify. If he has not asked for it, then there is no issue.
Ahmed Ayaz, first answer my question. Who are Mammootty and Mohanlal?
No, I tell you, anybody.
No, forget anybody. You tell me who are Mammootty and Mohanlal. Who are they?
No, they are two friends. There's no problem. One
they are
being
two
Muslim,
friends.
One being non-Muslim.
That's all you know about them.
No, they are the actors. That's there. That's no issue.
Sir, they are the
Point is-
reigning deities of Malayalam cinema for the last 4 decades. They are bigger
That's
than any
okay.
other star in that entire.
That's not important.
They are bigger than
Before
any other
religion-
star in that entire film industry. The point being
Before
made is this:
no,
that
Madhav-
people don't even fear the repercussions of
Madhav,
attacking
before
people who are
religion-
so popular and loved across the state. That is the big problem, Mr. Ahmad Ayaz.
Whatever before religion, that's not
That this
important.
hate is
That's
sparing
not
nobody.
important.
Absolutely.
No. Before religion, that's not important. Who they are. Important
quick
is,
interjection.
I as a Muslim, I am supposed to be within certain code. And I can't cross that code.
what I
So as long as I believe only Allah and I can't
Exactly what I said.
worship idol or expect anybody, ask anybody to worship for me or to pray for me
Okay.
or to bless for me before the knowing that
Dr.
he is idol
Rangathan,
worship.
coming to you, Rahul, just a minute. Dr. Rangathan.
Yes, and much as you might
Madhav,
call
quick
or
interjection,
people might
quick
brand. No, 1 second, Rahul. Rahul, 1 second. It's my turn. Thank you, Rahul. As much as Rahul Ishwar or somebody else may brand Mr. Ahmed Ayaz as a fundamentalist, the problem is he's going by fundamentals. Now, the thing with Rahul Ishwar and other people is that they are too scared to criticize the fundamentals. So they take the easy way out and criticize Ahmed Ayaz and fundamentalists. इनको डर लगता है.
Okay.
ये है problem.
नहीं,
Rahul Ishwar. Okay, since you've taken Rahul's name. Yes, Rahul, respond.
Madhavji, quick. Madhavji, just one quick interjection. People like Ahmad Ayaz actually provoke my elder brother like Anand Ranganathanji and go for this. I would request both of them to come to Kerala and Sabarimala, where you should know that there is a
One by one,
temple
one by one,
of
one by one.
Ayyappa, where there is a nada or a space for wavar in which no idol is kept. Respecting the Islamic sentiments. Inside the Hindu temple, there is a space given for wavar where there is no idol kept. And inside the mosque, please give me 1 second. I didn't interrupt anyone. And inside the mosque, Ayyappa's idol is taken by the elephant and it is circumvented inside the mosque. And there is a Chandanakuda Maholsavam, which I was the chief guest last time, where it is Hindu-Muslim unity celebrated. See, wavar is a staunch Muslim, Ayyappa is a staunch Hindu. Yet, their brotherhood and friendship never had any problem. And please remember, Bharat Mata Ki Jai was given by Asimullah Khan. Jai Hind was given by Abid Hassan Safrani. The person who made us sing Vande Mataram again was Allah Rakha Rahman. So
Okay,
religion is
gentlemen,
one,
if you will
spirituality is
allow
one.
the only
There
lady
can
on the
be-
panel to come in now, I want to bring in Avantika Shetty. Avantika Shetty, what is it that makes film stars particularly vulnerable to this kind of bizarre criticism? The fact that they're film stars, the fact that they're popular, or the fact that somebody, can easily lambast them, and perhaps gloat in the publicity after that? Avantika.
Yeah, certainly, because celebrities always come in the scrutiny. Now, speaking about the Hindi industry, every festival is celebrated by a Hindu. A Hindu is celebrating Eid. A Muslim is celebrating Holi. So I think, since Mammootty and Mohanlal, they are best of friends for so many years. It is their individual choices. And my best friend is a Muslim. She tells me, "Arey, main tere liye dua karungi." And I also say that I'll pray for you. Now, if I am praying for her, she is not believing or she is not going to a temple and praying. She's asking me कि तू अपने भगवान से मेरे लिए मन्नत मांग ले यार. So there is no harm in that. If she coming to a temple and praying, then maybe हाँ उसके religion के हिसाब से वो सही नहीं है. But she's asking me to pray for her. There's nothing wrong in it. And if she's praying for me, there's nothing wrong in it. It's between two friends. It is individual choices. Why are we bringing religion? And we grew up at times wherein all these things were not even discussed. Going to a church, going to a dargah, praying from outside, you see anything that is related to God, it doesn't matter which religion. We just do
Absolutely.
this.
Absolutely. And I want to bring in Ahmad Ayaz on this. Ahmad Ayaz, Shah Rukh Khan has been to the Tirupati temple. You have seen Salman Khan celebrate Makar Sankranti. We have seen them participate and other stars of different faiths, participate in Ganpati. Does that mean that their faith is now gone, obliterated?
No, that does not mean Shah Rukh Khan doing something un-Islamic and that becomes a rule. No, not at all.
Why not?
You see,
So then, what is un-Islamic? He wants to visit a temple, it's his right. Who are you to take it away? He has every right to worship in the way he wants to.
Maybe they're okay. Then okay, that's left to them.
No, who has made you the moral guardian of an entire community, sir?
No, it is their individual choice. But as long as they are Muslims, they are supposed to be subject to certain codes. If they cross that, then that's their own choice. We don't say no. But here, what the madam was telling about, you see, it is equally.
So this is Mammootty's own choice. Why are you condemning Mammootty then?
No,
If this is Mammootty's choice or Mohanlal's choice, why are you even commenting on it? Who gives you
No,
the right
let
to
me-
comment on it?
Let me complete first that as long as I ask for a non-Muslim friend to pray for me, knowingly that he is a idol worshipper, that means otherwise I am worshipping the idol. It means that. So otherwise, if I believe as Muslim, I believe only in Allah, then I need not to think of anything other than the Allah. I
Okay.
can't think of worshipping anybody.
Many who
Or
disagree with you.
seeking
Avantika
blessings
Shetty, I
from
want you to
another.
respond to what is being stated here by Mr.
I
Ayaz.
totally disagree. If she believes that I have faith in a certain God and I pray to him, there's no harm in it. I mean, if I'm praying to Krishna, then how is my friend praying to Krishna? She's just telling me to pray for her. She's not coming to the temple and praying. These are two different things. Her faith in Krishna doesn't become more than Allah.
And Madhavdas
She
ji-
still believes Allah. She prays to Allah only.
Okay. Okay, respond to that, Ahmed Ayaz.
Slightly shifted. Here, Sharia is slightly shifted because we can't. Our faith is that we can't believe other than Allah, anybody. We can't expect a Muslim to worship idol or ask blessings from an idol. That's very clear. Somebody may not like.
Mr. Ahmed Ayaz.
It's a
All right,
religious
Anand
matter.
Ranathan.
Madhav, that is why I say I plead with the panelists to. Now, 1 second, Rahul Ishwar, please don't.
Rahul,
interrupt.
one by one,
Rahul
please,
Ishwar-
one by one.
Rahul Ishwar, please don't interrupt. I know you're rattled, but please don't. You're a good friend. Now, please. Now, Madhav, couple of things to say. I challenge all the panelists on this panel, if they haven't already done so, to please read Quran, as I have multiple times, and understand the word of Allah. And right now, I will wire transfer $1 million into Rahul Ishwar's account if he can name one functioning temple inside a mosque in India. Name it. I have open challenge to you, Rahul Ishwar.
Rahul Ishwar.
virtual signaling करते रहते हो, name it.
Rahul Ishwar.
Name it. Name the mosque that has a functioning temple.
Please, Madhavji, come here. We can see a mosque and temple
Name the
functioning
temple.
together.
Name
We
the
can
mosque.
see a mosque and temple functioning
Name the
together in
mosque.
Erimeli. In
Name
Erimeli,
the
they
mosque.
function together. And inside the mosque, Erimeli Mosque, I'm naming the mosque. Yeah, the name is Wavar Mosque. If you come here, Ayyappa's
Arre bhaiya,
idol is
that
being
is
taken inside the
temple
mosque.
complex.
And the elephant
I'm
circumvents
asking
with
you, name
Ayyappa's
a
idol
temple
inside the mosque. Please remember, you can come that. And please remember, it is about synergy and syncretism. And always remember, we can be strong Muslims and strong Hindus, yet build bridges. And let me correct Ahmadiyas. According to Islamic theology, it is the niyat or the intention with which we do that really matters. I understand they are monotheists. Jews, Christians and Muslims are monotheists. We Hindus have a pluralistic framework. We can happily coexist respecting the limits of each other's. See, the whole point is it was unnecessarily dragging their own divisive ideology, and people like Abdullah should be condemned for their radical fanatic outlook.
Yeah.
Dr.
Condemn
Rangathan.
Abdullah, but don't have the guts to condemn what Abdullah is following. That is the problem with cowards like you, Rahul Ishwar. And again, I say, you
No,
can
let's not get
find
personal. Let's not
many-
get personal. Dr. Anathan, no personal comments, please. This is not fair.
Maulana,
Let's debate. Let's debate like gentlemen,
He
please.
can. He's my elder brother. He can.
No, no,
he
no,
can.
he's
No,
my-
no,
he's
he
my
can.
brother.
Madhavji, he can. He's like my elder brother. Please.
No. You are my elder brother, and please, if you were offended, I apologize. No, but the point is, the challenge remains. You will find hundreds of mosques inside temple complexes, but name one functional temple inside the sanctum sanctorum of an Indian mosque. The challenge remains. I will wire
Okay,
transfer
let me
$1
put
million
that
to
question
Rahul
across to
Ishwar's
Mr.
account.
Fahim. I think you've asked that question. Dr. Fahim Beg, would you like to answer Dr. Rangathan's question? क्या जवाब है आपके पास? He says there are many mosques inside temples. Are the same, by the same yardstick, are there temples found inside mosques?
नहीं, ऐसा इस तरह का जो है हमारी जानकारी में कोई ऐसा मामला नहीं है। और मैं एक सवाल ये उठाना चाहता हूँ, दो दोस्तों के पर्सनल जो आपसी मामला थे वो पब्लिक कैसे हुए? क्या कोई एजेंडा चलाया जा रहा है? क्या मोहनलाल जी की लगातार फ्लॉप होती फिल्में और उनका जो गिरता ग्राफ है उसको पब्लिसाइज करने के लिए, उसको स्टंटबाजी करने के लिए उन्होंने इस तरह के हथकंडा अपनाया? और तीसरा, ये वही सबरीमाला है जहां महिलाओं का जाना बैन है, जहां तक मेरी जानकारी है। तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं, देश के प्रधानमंत्री मुसलमानों को एक्सेप्ट करने में हिचकिचाते हैं, हेजिटेशन करते हैं, ऐसे में इस तरह के मुद्दों को हाईलाइट करना
Mr. Fahim, there are several points that you're making over there which are, I think, a little bizarre. But then Rahul Ishwar, respond to that. I will
People
go ask
like
one
you
question.
create
Rahul, I will ask
Islamophobia.
one question though. Why was that
People
Puja
like,
receipt
just one
leaked?
submission. Yeah. No,
Rahul
there it
Ishwar.
was not. First thing, it was not leaked. It is just a receipt which somebody, it was just a receipt which somebody took a photo and media celebrated it out of positive intent of Hindu-Muslim unity. And second, regarding my Muslim brother there, sir, please understand, people like you create Islamophobia. People like you bring bad name to Islam. People like you divide between Hindus and Muslims. Because in your name, I know people from our community says Islam is absolutely incompatible with the world. Please rethink. And according to Islamic theology, niyat or the intention is the core yardstick through which you can judge an action. You can respect another person's God. You need not follow him. You need not worship him. Christians can respect Jehovah. Muslims can respect Allah. We can respect Parabrahma. And we can happily coexist. And please, Anandji, remember, one of the greatest patriots we had was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. He was born in Holy Makkah and he was a great Quran scholar. And please remember, Quran scholar's son became one of the greatest president we had called Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was equally, devoted to yoga, our Hindu culture too. So let us understand, let us create space.
Well, we have to wrap up this debate. Rahul Ishwar, Dr. Rangnathan, Avantika Shetty, Ahmed Ayaz and Dr. Fahim Beg. I'll just wrap up this debate with one fact. Remember that one of the persons whose bhajans for Sabarimala are the most popular happens to be a person by the name of KJ Yeshudas, who is a Christian by faith, but sings these bhajans which are extremely popular, has even visited the Sabarimala temple, and that's an example of tolerance. The simple point being made, and in fact, he has faced similar criticism in the past as well. The larger question is this, that are we now going to not even spare our stars by making all sorts of bizarre allegations? Don't we all need to be a little responsible while making this commentary? Leaving it there, thanks so much for joining us this evening.